What's good? Welcome back to Trashman MMA, and today we are going over some of the worst main events in recent modern UFC history. Now, I'm making this video today because looking at this weekend's card, it put me to shame, man. It made me do one of those classic hand palms, pinch my nose, rub my eyes, put my face in my damn hand, bruh. It just made me, it made me sad that that's how I gotta start my week, bruh. But Tyra versus Hyung Sung Park is the new main event this Saturday, August 2nd. Who is it? Who is it? Manel, not Manel Cap, the other guy. Was it Manel Cap? I don't know who the fuck pulled. No, it was Amir Albazi. Amir Albazi pulled out of his fight with Tatsuro Taira in the fucking Apex. Bro, Taira's high key an Apex warrior. I think I'm gonna make a video soon going over all the Apex warriors, and we're gonna run that. But today we're talking about all just the fucking dog shittiest of the dog shit, most fucking the white dog shit of the dog shit of the main events in recent UFC history, man. Uh, and let's just get straight up into it. Fuck. So at the top of the tier list, you see acid reflex. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too bad, right? You get a little, you puke in your mouth a little bit. It's not too bad though. It's there and then it's gone. You drink some water, it's gone. So it's bad, but it ain't too bad. And then below that, we got a headache. A headache, it's just, it's nagging at you, man. You be thinking about it. It's just like, fuck, bro. Like, I got this headache on me. But, a little while goes afterward, hey, take a fucking ibuprofen and drink some water, bro. You'll be alright. Stop being a bitch. Then you got stub toe, right? And the stub your toe one, it's like when you really get up into it, You really hit that pinky toe on a freaking coffee table. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no slight, damn, I just hit my toe. Nah, this you walking, you hitting your stride, and you fucking right pinky toe right on the fucking corner of the table, man. That's the type of fucking stub toe we're talking about. And then you got a fucking toothache. Now, I don't know about y'all, but as of recently, I've been having nagging wisdom teeth pains, bro. All four of them. But like last year, my dentist told me, you need to get them shits. Bro, not even last year, like 3 years ago, my dentist been telling me, bro, you need to get them wisdom teeth out your damn mouth. 3 years later, I still got them, and I hate every day of my life. Every single one of my gums hurts constantly. It's awful. Below that one, we got slap my mom trash. We got slap your mama trash. A headliner so trash, it make you want to slap your mom, bro. Now that's some next level dog shit card, bro. I ain't never want to slap my mama. But when I see this announced, boy, don't come near me, man. Don't come near me, dude. Alright, and then below that, we got childhood pet died, man. Now, this ain't even a card that makes you mad, bruh. This is just a card that you see, and it just makes you sad, dude. It reminds you of all the childhood trauma you went through. You start Sean Strickland maxing. You start thinking about your dad and hiding underneath your fucking mom's bed and shit, man. You just get scared, dude. That gut, that pit in your stomach just starts get a little bit bigger. You get a little bit sadder. My childhood pet just died, but I gotta bury him under a rock, pour some drink out for him. You know what I'm saying? Childhood pet just died. So that's the tier list we're going on with today, bro. I hope y'all fuck with it. But we're just gonna get straight up into it, bruh. In honor of this week's main event, we'll start off with it. Tatsuro Taira, man. How come I can't? What the fuck? Hold on, I just spoiled some bullshit. Tatsuro Taira versus Hyung Sung Park. So the reason we made this video, right? This fucking card, pretty bad, pretty fucking bad if I'm being honest with you. Tatsuro Taira, coming off of a loss, Hyung Sung Park, I think he's 2-0 or 3-0 in the UFC, coming off of wins of like Carlos Hernandez and shit like that, dude. So, pretty bad. He's extremely inactive as well. I think he's been in the UFC for like 3 years. Or maybe even longer, bro. This kid's been in the UFC for quite some time, and he's only fought 3 times. So that just goes to show you the level of inactivity that we're dealing with this kid. He's pretty young. He's 29. He's been in the UFC since 2023, man. I'll cut him some slack, dude. I'll cut him some slack, whatever. But I'll give this, honestly, I'll give this a stub toe. Yeah, I put in the right one. It ain't the best, but it ain't the worst either. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a little bit more than a headache, man. It's just like, oh, fuck, I really gotta watch this? Like, number 5th ranked Tatsuro Taira, bruh, Apex Warrior versus who? I'm sorry, but if you've actually watched Hyung Sung Park fight, I mean, hey, you a different level of hardcore. I had no idea who this kid was until he got booked against Steve Ursay. So, I'm going to go with this one, stub toe. Really annoying, but it could be a lot worse. You know, I could be biting my gums, you know, every sentence I make. But so, it's not that bad. So, we're going to get into the next one, though. One that you already saw. Lewis versus Thaleson Teixeira. Holy shit, my laptop is so unbelievably fucking slow. There you go. Thank you. Jeez. Lewis versus Teixeira. Now, a card that happened recently. And I'm gonna be honest. This card was trash. But oh my goodness. What just happened? Alright, shit. Hold on. Let me not do this. Bro, this main event was trash. Lewis versus Teixeira. 1-0 in the UFC, has a win over fucking who? One of the Taffa brothers? Versus Derek Lewis, coming off for like a 1-fight win streak, dude. Maybe 2-fight win streak. Nah, it was probably like 1. Like, that shit was garbo. Straight ass. Lewis is like number, 12? Or number 8? Probably number 9. Probably number 9 in the world versus somebody who's 1-0. Bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck. This shit was ass. This shit was hot garbo. Booty ass. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's only hype because of Lewis. So, I'm gonna have to put this one in toothache. Because at least with Lewis, you know, it's like, alright, it's Lewis. But with, you know, this fucking, I don't want to say a slur. What's his name? Tatsuro Taira. With Tatsuro Taira, all you really know you're gonna get is a I'm happy, thank you. Right? That's all you really know you're gonna get. With Lewis, you either know, alright, he's gonna knock somebody out. So Lewis versus Teixeira. Wait a minute. You know what? Because of that, I'm gonna put in headache. Yeah, headache. I'm putting headache. Cause like I said, it's like it's a little shit. But it's like, at least it's gonna be a knockout. So, it ain't that bad. But, hey, let's get into the next one. The other one that y'all saw. Holy shit, I wonder how fucking long this one's gonna take. Blanchfield versus Barber. Yeah, we going toothache with this one, buddy. Yeah, we going toothache. Blanchfield versus Barber. When the fuck did this happen? I'm sorry. Am I skits? I don't even remember this happening. And because of that, it's going in fucking toothache. Because whose idea was it to have Blanchfield versus Macy Barber, whole lot of cake, go up against each other in a main event? Bro, on my soul, this was definitely in a fucking fight night, bro. I don't even gotta, like, dig too deep into it, bro. I know this was in a fucking fight night, dude. I just know it was. Hold on, I'm looking for something right now. Did I not get it? Did I not put Did I not put it in? Yo, I missed the card. Sorry, I'm looking at something off screen that you can't look at one of the cards that I was looking for. And yeah. Wait. Blanchfield versus Barber. Wasn't that? Hold on, man. Sorry, we doing some reconnaissance. Blanchfield versus Barber. Wasn't that the card that Macy Barber pulled out of? And like Gamrot and what's his face stepped up on in. Yeah. Okay, so it's not Blanchfield versus Barber. I did it wrong. It was actually Gamrot versus Ludwig Klein. Drive-by Gamrot main event, boy. Why did this pick come up? I could have swore I got a Gamrot pick. Because that's the card I was looking for. I was looking for the Gamrot Klein card. But instead I got this. So I was like, what the fuck? This never happened. But drive-by Gamrot main event in the Apex. Come on, dude. Bro, that shit was buns. That shit was ass. Yeah, that was a whole lot of donkey dick, dude. I never want to see that shit again. Oh man, that's just so gross. We deadass got a fucking drive-by Gamrot fucking main event, dude. I'm gonna sip on this drink real quick. Oh my gosh, it's so fucking good. Hold on, you're gonna hear my ice clinking in my cup real quick. Hold on, man. Hold on, chill, man, chill. Alright. Yeah, what a fucking... It's a card so ass that not even the main event, one half of the main event wanted to come up. And honestly, yeah, bro, this card made me want to slap my mom, bro. I can't even hold you, dude. Looking at this card, knowing that it didn't even happen, but I would have had to sit there and watch it. A plus on top of Gamrot versus Klein. Oh boy, I'm so glad I didn't watch this fight not with my mom, bro. I'm just gonna, hey, she should be glad too, man. She should be glad too. On to the next card. Hill versus Roundtree Jr. Yeah, bruh, I'm putting this card in. It still hasn't popped up, bruh. It's gonna pop up soon, dude. I got like a fucking 10-year-old laptop, dude. I got the oldest there we go. I got the oldest laptop in fucking human history, bro. I got the first laptop ever made. Hill versus Roundtree Jr. Look, I'm not gonna be the only, bro. This card was not even like, mind you, we're not doing it based off of how the main event performed. We're doing it off of just the matchmaking itself, the fight itself, not the fight itself, but it being announced and how hyped we are for it. How good is the name value? What is the division looking like at the time? That's what we're kind of going off. We're not doing it how the card performed. It's off of name value and that stuff. So Hill versus Roundtree Jr., bro. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't really hyped for this card, bro. Like, yeah, fight week, it's always a little hype. It's always, you know, you can start getting those butterflies in your stomach. But realistically, just thinking about this fight, it's just like, it was just black on black violence. You know, that was the really only good thing about it, dude. Like, it was gonna be in Azerbaijan, like that was cool. But just like the fight itself, bro, you could have put this on in the Apex, and I genuinely wouldn't have given a flying fuck. It should have been in the Apex with how it performed, but we ain't gonna get into that. But this was definitely one of those fights where it's just like, man, it's like the Tyra versus Park fight. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. This shit's ass. Get this shit out of my face, dude. And on to the next, man. We're gonna go into this one. Yeah, man, we going Emmett versus Murphy, dude. This fight, I was so uninterested in this fight, dude. You know what I was doing during this fight? I watch every single fucking card. I watch every single fucking card every fucking Saturday. from the first fight on the prelims to the fucking main event, dude. You want to know what the fuck I was doing during this card? I was playing pool at a fucking bar. I was playing fucking. I was shooting the fucking. What's the term that you use for playing pool, man? I was dinging the white. Oh, that sounds. Pause. I was hitting some balls around with the bros. I was scoring. I was hitting the eights. You know what I'm saying? I was pocketing the eights and shit, dude, with the bros at the bar. With the TV on in the back, because, I couldn't miss it. I was taking some glances at the TV on in the back of the bar. You know what I'm saying? I was paying attention, though. But I wasn't at my house. I wasn't locked in on my seat. Ass, fucking swamp ass, with a bag of Doritos in my fucking left hand and a beer in my right hand. I wasn't doing that. I wasn't chilling like that. I was at a bar. So, this one didn't really give two fucks about it. So that one's gonna give me a toothache because, man, just like Emmett versus Murphy, give me two more names that you could be less hyped about in the featherweight division. Psych, I got you right now. Dan Ige, Giga Chikadze. Couldn't give a fuck. Nah, Giga Chikadze is kind of hype. I ain't gonna lie. Giga Chikadze is kind of hype. But you know what I mean. On to the next, man. We gonna get into... Oh, because I can look at them before y'all can look at them. So I'm just like wondering where I should place this one. All right, we're just going to place right here for now. Wow, slowest laptop in fucking history. Just give it. Look, bro, it's going to buffer. It's going to buffer like Bruce Buffer. But once it gets here, you're going to go crazy for it. What the fuck? What was that just popped up? Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze 2. Yeah, man. This was just, a Marvin Vettori and, Dolidze too. Bro, the fact that we gotta watch fucking mediocre Marvin Vettori up there and fucking dog shit Roman Dolidze go up there in a main event of a fucking Apex Fight Night what keeps popping up? In a rematch, mind you. Like 2 years after they already fought. Bro, not watching this crap. I did watch it, but I wasn't happy about it. Bro, this shit's going into toothache, dude. That shit was terrible. That shit was so buns. And then the fight itself was buns. Vettori just stood there like a retard. Bro, can this shit please move, bro? Page unresponsive. Bro, the page is unresponsive, dude. The page do be being unresponsive and shit. I'm so scared of refreshing this because if I refresh the page and everything gets deleted, oh, bro, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's gonna be scary, bro. On to the next card, though. Oh, man, yeah, this shit's on buns. I hate this fighter so much, man. I hate this fighter. Manel Kape versus Asu Almabayev. Y'all remember this. Alright, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. My laptop completely shit itself. I have no clue what happened, dude. But look, man. I made the whole list over again, man. I got all the fucking things back. I reorganized the list to what I think it was. Let's just get straight back into it, bro. Asu Almabayev or Manel Kape versus Asu Almabayev, man. Bro... Man, I hate Manel Kape so much, dude. I hate him. Yes, he said the word one time for the bros, but, like, other than that, dude, like, if your whole shtick is saying a slur, like, pull out merchant, people complain about Movsar Evloev having 11 canceled fight. Bro, this guy has, like, 20. Granted, same thing. Not a lot of them are his fault as of recently. Damn near they all have been his fault. All right, but I hate Manel Kape. There's no reason to like Asu Almabayev. This shit is slap your mama worthy. Not gonna lie. This shit is like, man, I gotta watch fucking titty Manel Kape out there looking like Tracy Cortez without a bra. This shit pissing me off, dude. So get that shit out of my face. Next on the list we got, I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's Makhachev versus Moicano. Yeah, man. This is a a fucking S ranked type tier list, bro. This shit, or not tier list, S ranked, F rank type main event, bro. Moicano versus, or Makhachev versus Moicano, last minute fucking scramble put together fucking pay per view, bro. On 1 day notice, we get Money Moicano stepping in to fight for the fucking light heavyweight belt of the world, championship of the world. This was just so. Now I get it. This wasn't the UFC's fault. This was what they made. This is just what had to have happened. But man, it was straight. Yeah, this is straight buns, bro. And anytime we gotta see the fucking champion fight the number 8, 9th ranked contender, dude, you gonna know that's some bullshit. But it's not slap your mama worthy, but it's toothache worthy. So that's where that one's gonna be. On to the next fight. Oh my god. Dern versus Ribas 2, bruh. Come on, dude. I don't want to stay too long on this one, bruh, but it's a women's strawweight rematch main event in the fucking Apex, bro. How much more do you want me to say, dude? How much more do you want me to say? You want me to talk about this more? You want me to go into the grits and gravy on this one? Nah, bruh. You could do that on your own time. Not on my time, bro. This shit is slap your mama worthy if I've ever seen it, bro. Oh my god, that shit just disgusts me. All right, on to the next, man. Alejandro Pantoja versus Kai Asakura. Yeah, man, look, the champion of the world facing an fucking unranked, debuting, just not even a champ from an organization, not even a champ from the same weight class, dude. This guy was fighting at bantamweight, and now we have him fighting Pantoja for the belt. This shit, I mean, it was cool because, Asakura got a lot of hype. We actually seen some promos of him getting some crazy KOs from other organizations. So it wasn't slap yo mama worthy, and definitely ain't childhood pet dying worthy. But it's like nagging. It's a fuck, dude. We really have to watch this undeserved title fight. Really, as a main event, bro? If this was the co-main event, bro, I'd let it slide. This it's no big deal. Like, fuck it, Pantoja versus this guy. If we had like a Tom Aspinall, right? But it was just Pantoja versus somebody who had no name outside of Japan. So this was a pretty bad look. Yeah, this was a bad look for the UFC, On to the next. Jones versus Miocic. Yeah, man. This shit was sad. This shit was sad in multiple ways, man. Because this really was like, if you're an old head, if you're an unk, this really was like watching your childhood pet die. Watching Stipe Miocic, the greatest heavyweight of all time, just get fucking done out by John Jones in the fucking 4th round. That probably would have been very sad. You probably would have dropped to your knees and cried. If you're like me, you don't give a fuck about Stipe Miocic, man. Fuck that guy, dude. I don't care about him. Bro, the last thing the guy did was get knocked out by freaking Francis Ngannou, alright? But, I don't give a fuck about that. So, this was the type of main event, though. But with all the other stuff going around it, man, John Jones not fighting Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall being the interim heavyweight champion of the world, already defending his belt once against Curtis Blades after he won it off of who's that fucking heavyweight? Who's that fucking heavyweight that's now fighting fucking Blob Waldo Cortez Acosta? Sergey Pavlovich. After he won it off of Sergey Pavlovich, everything that had to do with this fight, man, it was just a slap in the face to UFC fans across the world, man. This was just an embarrassment matchmaking. A terrible, terrible main event. So, our first introduction into childhood pet died is Jones versus Miocic. On to the next. Pereira versus Hernandez. Yeah, this is just another, bro, I can't even, dude, what is this video? I hate this video. I hate it. It's pissing me off looking at these guys. This is a main event. Number fucking, 15th ranked Pereira versus, what was he, 13th ranked Hernandez? Bro, where my mom at, bro? Where's she at, dude? I need to fucking get some slaps off real quick, dude. This shit pissing me off. On to the next, man. Pereira versus Roundtree. Now, this one's going into toothache because it is Pereira. But like I said before, anytime you have a champ facing a fucking 8th, ninth, 10th ranked contender, dude, that shit is just straight ass. Nobody wants to watch this, man. Especially when you have a deserving contender right there lined up, man. Actually, for that reason, because Ankalaev was right there, dude, yeah, we gonna have to. Because at least with Makhachev and Moicano, Arman was there, and that's the fight that they made. But this, Pereira versus Roundtree, that was their go-to. Yeah, bro, I can't defend that shit. On to the next. Magny versus Prates. We're going to put this one in stub toe because it's like, it really was just like setting up somebody to get a KO. But, I mean, I always liked Magny because I just fuck with Magny. And you know, Prates is cool. He's one of the fighting nerds. So this was kind of a little chill little main event in the Apex, you know. Apex, I'll let it slide, is on the level of a Tyra and fucking Sung Young Park. You know, nothing crazy, but it is a little fucking annoying to deal with, like a stub toe. On to the next. Tybura versus Spivak. Yeah, we're going to go stub toe with this one just to diversify it. It's nothing too bad. Like I said, it's the Apex heavyweights, but it was pretty shit, man, you know. But it I don't know. I guess it was cool because there's bad blood going into it. Not bad blood, but it was a rematch. But heavyweights, you know, Tom Aspinall's sons, man, Polar Bear, fucking other fucking goofy ass dude, Marcin Tybura, you know. I'll go stub toe. Annoying to have to wait for a whole week for, but hey, man, it is what it is. On to the next. Robert Whitaker versus Alex Skarov. Yeah, this one was really annoying. This was headache worthy, man. Because this shit was like... Actually, you know what? We're going to move Tatsuro Taira up one. We're going to put him to headache. Not really stub-toe worthy, honestly. Because, hey, at least we're going to... I'm happy, Tanko! You know, alright? My go. My K-pop warrior. My K-pop killer. This Saturday night. Alex Skarov... Whitaker versus Alex Skarov. Last-minute fight. Hamza Chimaev pulled out. This was... toothache worthy, man. This was a letdown of a card. We have to watch Robert Whitaker, number fucking top 3 at the time probably in the world, face Alex Skarov, an unranked nobody who is nowhere close to sniffing the rankings. Like through 2-3-0 in the UFC, get a fucking title, not a title, but damn near a title shot eliminator for him. Not for Robert Whitaker, but for Alex Skarov, this would have been definitely a title shot eliminator, man. They would have probably put him against Hamza Chimaev in a rematch or does some dumb fucking lame ass shit. So this is definitely toothache worthy, man. On to the next. Perez versus Taira. Now I'm trying not to let the outcome of this main event and this card sway my opinions. Because if you remember this card, June 15th, 2024, if you remember that faithful night, you remember a card being so stacked with flyweight fights that you would think the flyweight division was the only thing that the UFC had. That's how stacked this card was with flyweight fights. And every single fucking one of them underperformed. We like to talk about, oh man, yeah, typical fucking flyweight, unranked flyweights going to war on the prelims. Bro, watch this fight night card and I promise you that will change. This card will change your mind entirely. But off main event alone, it was a really bad one. Perez versus Taira, really, dude? You couldn't give us anything better. You couldn't give us anything above this. Like I said, if this is co-main event in the Apex, bro, I'm not mad about it. But this is what you got, dude? Fucking 50-year-old Perez facing on Taira? 52-year-old Perez. Bro probably fucking fought. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's an old head. We don't need this main eventing shit anymore, dude. In the big fucking 2024. We don't need a main eventing shit. Which was a fucking common occurrence back in 2024, if you know what I mean. But anyways, lame ass fucking main event, dude. That shit pissed me off. I'm sure it pissed a lot of you off too, man. That shit was just not good. Not something that you want to wait an entire week for. or not something you want to start your week off with at all. On to the next, bro. Derek Lewis versus Rodrigo Nascimento. Happened sometime 2024, man. It's just one of those fights, dude. It's like less hype than Lewis versus Teixeira. Because at least with Teixeira, man, I knew Teixeira. Like, Teixeira had some hype. KO artist, big dude, cool tattoo. Nascimento, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people didn't even know who Nascimento was, or that he was even a fighter, or that he was even ranked. He was ranked in this fight, dude. He was a ranked contender. I bet you didn't know that. Cause why would you? This was just one of those fights. I mean, it was a necessary evil for sure. Like, what else were you gonna do with Lewis at this time? It was a necessary evil, but man, what a letdown of what a letdown planned main event. Again, it performed, right? Lewis got the KO in the third round or something, or fourth round. So it performed, but off of just making alone, it was a good letdown. On to the next. Hey, bro, let's get this motherfucker out the way again, bro. I'm not trying to talk about Perez at all anymore. Perez versus Nicolau. Now, again, it did perform, right? Perez got the second round knockout over Nicolau. That was hype. I literally ran around my room jumping up and screaming down like a little girl because it was hype and I was drunk, but it was really fucking cool, man. This was one of those cards. I'm feeling the same way for this card. Actually, I'll pick this card up, man. It was a headache, but it wasn't bad. Because on fight night, dude, I was actually so hyped for this main event. I have no clue why. I was so hyped up for this main event. I was so ecstatic for this main event to start. I was genuinely giddying and like fucking giggling waiting for this shit to start, dude. And that's the same way I'm feeling for this freaking Tatsuro Taira versus Hyung Sung Park. I'm like, damn, this shit's ass. It's gonna be a fucking flyweight main event. But like, I'm low key kind of excited for it though. You know what I'm saying? I'm like low key. I'm like, wait, this shit gonna perform low key. So I'm kind of hyped for it. So I'm gonna go headache with this one. I wasn't too upset with this one, to be honest. On to the next, another flyweight fight, man. Lots of flyweights, man. You know, if you're recognizing a pattern here, hey, don't look at me. Pantoja versus Erceg, man. Now again, flight champion facing 9th, 8th, 10th ranked contender in the world. It's always going to be a bad look. So getting hyped for this one was a little hard. But I mean, some of the fucking don't mess around with gym edits by Erceg. You know, we're going up on it, hustler, about it, got it. You're a bullshit son of a gun, man. Come on. So those edits kind of made it hype, but seeing that knockout replay for Erceg over and over and over and over again kind of made me hype for it. So I'm gonna go stub toe, man. A little bit worse, a little bit better than Makhachev and some of these other ones, man. You know, Pantoja Asakura, I was more hyped for Erceg. There's another one up here, man, wasn't there? Oh, Whitaker, Alaskarov, I was definitely more hyped for Pantoja. So, let's get on to another one, though. Pereira versus Hill. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you gonna go in toothache, dude. Like, I get it, bro. It was, like, look, context matters, man. Context matters. Yes, Hill was the former champ. But, man, this main event, if y'all remember, bro, 300 wasn't that long ago, but if you remember, this was like last minute. There's nothing else for 300, bro. We damn near almost had Bilal main eventing this card. We almost had Leon fucking Edwards main eventing this card. We had to call Jamal Hill, who had a fucking ACL injury, who wasn't even ready, bro. This fight was like what? April? This card was in April. He got injured at the beginning of the year or late 2023. He came out and said he wouldn't be ready to fight mid to late 2024. And here he is at the beginning half of the year in April fighting Alex Pereira on like maybe a month and a half notice that he was going to get this, that he was going to fight on this card, dude. And for 300, man, this was a kind of a slap in the face, man. This was kind of a letdown, but it wasn't. If Jamal Hill was like, if they had made Pereira versus Roundtree on this, then it would have been like definitely slap your mama tier list, ranking worthy. But Jamal Hill was a deserving contender. He was a former champ, so fuck it. On to the next. Chris Curtis versus Brendan Allen. I'm gonna go put this one as, I'm gonna go toothache, man. Again, it's just one of the, it's like rankings matter, bro. And it's like if Chris Curtis barely hanging on to a thread, man, is getting this fight, I don't want to see Chris Curtis in main events in 2024. Chris Curtis main eventing fight nights in 2024. Come on, dude. It's not that bad, but it's like, I'm not comparing it. I'm not saying I was as hyped for Chris Curtis as I was for fucking Pantoja, or as disappointed, but I'm just saying, like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, they're on the same level of like, damn, bro, like that's what we got. You know what I'm saying? It just, Chris Curtis, I think he was dead as number 15 ranked. And that shit, bro, I don't want to see that shit, dude. I don't want to see that. Chris Curtis, and besides Chris Curtis, I mean, we're not here to talk about the fights. We're just here to talk about the names. But stub toe worthy, it wasn't bad. It's not toothache. You know, I wasn't really losing sleep over this, but it definitely was like a little bit more than a headache. You know? On to the next. Tuivasa versus Tybura. We're going to go toothache. We're going to go toothache on this one because Tuivasa, he always has a name. Tybura, I think this was Tybura fresh off of the Tom Aspinall KO loss. And then I think he fought Spivak. So, Tuivasa, there's some fat, you know, it was kind of just like fat ass versus fat ass. You know, how's it going to go? Not too bad. You know, Tuivasa is always fun to tune into. And Tybura, you know, feels like, hey, is he going to get finished in the round again? So, it wasn't too bad. But, yeah, honestly, it wasn't too bad. It was Chris Curtis versus Allen type. On to the next. Sean O'Malley versus fucking Marlon Chito Vera, the main event of UFC 299. Yeah, man, this wasn't good. Like I said, he just got the belt, and instead of getting Aljamain Sterling a rematch or Merab a title fight or just fighting somebody who actually deserved it, again, he fought like the number 7th. I think actually Chito Vera was ranked quite highly after this, during this fight. He might have maybe even been top 5. But that was kind of just like a fraudulent ranking. Nobody knows how Marlon Vera got ranked that highly, to be honest. He just kind of spawned there. But this was a really bad main event, man. This was, I know Lucas Tracy likes to glaze this main event a lot. He likes to talk about UFC 299, 300, man. I lived through those days. Bro, this was a dog. This was a dog main event. White dog main event. Nobody wanted this shit, dude. So I'm going to have to put that as slap your mama. On to the next. Rozenstruik versus Gaziev. Now, this wasn't bad, man. We like Rosen. Actually, first card of the day, bro. Rozenstruik versus Gaziev, man. This is probably the best. This is probably the best card that we were hyped for. Because this card, man, at least we get meal deal, the blob, Shamil Gaziev. And everybody loves themselves some Rozenstruik, man. Everybody loves themselves some Rozenstruik. Come on, man. This is hype. This wasn't bad. It was a fight night. It was one of those, hey, man, don't take it too seriously, man. Just kick back, you know, put your feet up, grab a brew, grab a snack, man. Just tune in, man. Don't take it too seriously. It's lax. It was one of those. Whereas all the other ones, felt like you gotta take them seriously, man. You know, all these other ones, like motherfuckers taking themselves too seriously. Rozenstruik versus Gaziev, man. This is one of those, you know, this is old head. You kicking it with the boys at the function. You know, you just chilling. This is one of those, man. So Rozenstruik versus Gaziev, acid reflux. It wasn't even that bad, bro. It was pretty fun. It was pretty cool. I was hyped for this one. So that makes our first Acid Reflux the least shittiest card so far. We have 2 left. On to the next. Jack Hermanson versus Joe Pyfer. Now, this one, you might be thinking, but it's not even a bad main event. Like, why are you tweaking? Bro, context is everything. Context is key. And when you find out Joe Pyfer had, 2 fights in the UFC at the time? Barely anything. And Jack Hermanson was dead ass not even top 10 worthy. He was like 13th, 14th ranked, maybe 12th. He was like one of the lowest ranked fucking middleweights at the time. And you got Joe Pyfer coming in off of like fresh hot off of like 2 wins. Like, I don't know. This shit was ass to me. Like, I was not high. I don't know how we got this. And then he gets fraud checked. Like, I don't know how you get this layup matchmaking, dude, and then you get fucking fraud checked. It was kind of embarrassing, man, not gonna lie. It's something that shouldn't have happened, but they were trying to steamroll Pyfer into the fucking rankings. And to believe that Hermanson has only fought once since then and got laid out flat by fucking Gregory Rodriguez. I'm telling you, man. Gregory Rodriguez, man, he deserves Gregory Rodriguez deserves a main event of his own against Paulo Costa. But, whatever. That's for next time. On to the last card of the evening, man. And what a low light to end off on, man. This whole video has been full of nothing but low lights. That's what the whole point of this video was about. But you're gonna be disappointed that you probably might click off the video once I pull this one out. To be honest with you, Dolidze versus fucking who the fuck is Imavov? Dolidze versus Imavov, man. Yeah. Who? Hey, name me one person that was hyped for this card. Name me one person that was actually excited for Dolidze versus Imavov. You weren't, bro. You weren't. Don't even lie to me. I think Rob Font was the main event for this card. And I think there was one fight before it that I might remember, but I watched this card. I don't remember anything from this card. So if that doesn't tell you how little I was hyped for it, that should. But this is the entire tier list, man. Gaziev and fucking Rosenstrike holding strong. Acid Reflux. Jones versus Miocic. Yeah, it made me want to fucking cry myself to sleep that I had to sit through that. Childhood pet died, man. That's worthy. Our most popular tier list being the stub toe. Second, tied for second is Toothache and Slap Your Mama. Actually, let's do some revising here, man. Let's do some revising. Let's see if I can move anything up and down here, man. I really can. That's crazy. I really can't. That's it, man. That's the tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed, man. I hope you guys enjoyed my nonsensical rambling. This is the first tier list I've ever made. I struggled, but thank you all for the journey, man. If you're new, subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment, brother. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know if I'm doing good. Let me know if I'm doing bad, man. Stop. Let's get some traction going on here, dude. All right. Good night. Thank y'all for watching. I will be making my prediction video for Taira versus Hyung Sung Park tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. See ya. Peace.